they feel attacked by you choosing oat milk over cow milk. I'm not making cow milk more expensive by drinking oat milk. I'm paying the 80p extra.
I'm paying more, honey.
So chill.
Hello, my love. I am on my way to grab us some coffee. So yeah, then I was just thinking to myself, like, I can't believe that we're doing this. Like, I can't believe that we're living on a car. I was literally telling that is exactly what I was gonna say. You know, I totally agree, but let me know. And I literally said we're that burger same person that I left home 2 minutes ago.
Are you ready for us to keep talking?
Oh, you better be ready for us to keep talking.
Keep fucking talking.
Keep talking. Hello. That's gorgeous.
That is gorgeous, as always.
Yeah.
How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. I had a really, really successful day so
I
far.
know.
So I'm feeling really good, but it's so hot in this apartment. It's crazy. Please, let's not talk about the fact how the weather is, because I'm like, we can't. Like, sorry.
It's very sunny today.
No, Carla. I prefer love yourself. But it is because we had 2 dryer sessions, which don't use the dryer when it's hot outside. Like, it is the hottest it has ever been in this apartment.
Literally.
And now we had to close the windows because of the sound.
Because of our lovely neighbors. Oh my god. No, but yesterday I was cracking up. Yeah. I had my soup, okay? We're watching Love Island. I have my soup. And then these people, like, across the street, they have a, like, garage, like, car repairman thing.
Yeah. It's like those signs you see all over London, like, no matter what state your car is in, we take it. Like, broken, accident, we take it.
Yeah. And I saw, like, a half-burned car.
Yeah.
A few days ago.
I remember when we first moved in, me and a friend saw gunshots in a car.
I remember you
I think I have a photo of that. So maybe I can post it on Keep Talking, actually.
Maybe.
That is insane.
Yeah. But they love talking.
Yeah.
They are like us. They keep talking every single day and every single night. And yesterday it was hilarious because it's just the way they talk. It's so funny because they have such a deep voice as well. Yeah. And I was literally cracking up. I was
because
like,
they scream. No, but they scream. Like, it's insanity.
Yeah.
They don't talk, they scream.
Yeah.
And then literally you can hear everything, because when somebody on the street gets called, for example, it sounds as if my phone in my room is ringing.
Literally.
So it's just like the way the street is, I don't know, the houses, it like echoes up.
Literally.
And then them screaming. We love them, because if you guys remember when we had the parcel incident and they helped us get it over the fence, and that was literally like, that was superhuman power. Yeah. Like, they are unreal.
They are.
So because of that, it's fine.
We take it.
Yeah. And then it's also like, we have a sound machine in our apartment is a sound machine. We have the Thames Link, as you guys know. We have that, then we have a school. Then the ice cream truck, the ringing of the ice cream truck, it's there every day. Mm-hmm. It's literally always there.
Yeah. Then it's her knocking, and it's our neighbors knocking, kind of.
Knocking the bed.
Knocking the bed at 3 a.m.
It's crazy, yeah. And then we have the grill restaurant, which they don't make sound, but they smoke. They smoke
and the smell.
It's crazy. I remember when my best friend from home and her boyfriend came here, and they came like into the apartment to stay with us, and they came in and they were like, oh my god, it smells so good in here. Like, it smells like food. And I was like, well, you know what? Like, it's a good smell until it's not. Because if you don't need to smell the smoke. Mm-mm. You just don't. But we love it here.
Yeah, like, we love it.
This is still a love letter to our apartment, but it's literally a soundtrack, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is. And also, like, the windows are super thin. Yeah. And I mean, the walls.
Imagine her knocking back.
Literally nothing.
Like Morse code.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. Imagine.
Featuring. Keep Talking.
You finally see it. No. Not anymore, hopefully. No. But yeah. To wrap this up, my day has been great. Mm-hmm. And your day has been great as well.
My day has been great as well, yeah.
And we are all caught up on Love Island. Again, when you guys listen to this is a pre-recorded episode. This is not what's happening right now. but we're experiencing men again showing us that bears are better.
Yeah, literally. And the bear is coming out today.
Oh, right.
Which will be like late.
That will be like snow from yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. So, bear over man.
Always. Yeah. What can we do? But Love Island is still, like, I was talking to my friends about it yesterday. Like, imagine yourself in there, like your self-esteem, like when you leave the island, when you leave the villa, I can imagine it taking you a long time to go back to normal dating.
Yeah, absolutely.
This must be a brain-shaping experience.
Yeah. And also I feel like because you're exposed to that person all the time, I feel like the moment when you go back to reality, and if you're not dating that person anymore, I can imagine how desperate you must feel to see that person all the time, because you're literally spending 24 hours with them.
Literally. So,
I would be longing for that person all the time, but it's not a normal thing, obviously.
No. And then imagine then dating a new person.
Yeah.
And then literally, I can imagine you feeling like you need to see them all the time, and that being an issue in the beginning to like understand that the next person you date is not going to be in your like arm reach for 8 weeks straight. Yeah. But then the mind games and the mind play you have to have every single day. Absolutely. It's crazy. So respect to all islanders, especially Ayo and Mimi. I hope when this episode launches they're still together, because
she's the biggest fan.
I love them.
Yeah,
I love them. But then imagine 8 weeks, because both of them, like they coupled up week 1, end of week 1, like when it fully started. After a little speed bump
of dating, which in reality is like 1 year,
literally,
because you're with them
literally
like they're together all the time.
It's crazy, and you have nothing to do. Like you literally, it's crazy.
It's an endless holiday. With a person you like, but then of course it can be the other way around, and it can be like Grace, which I love you. You are literally,
you're a queen.
You're literally my animal,
my son
spirit.
my animal.
What is it? My spirit animal.
Yeah, my spirit animal. Yeah, she's incredible. My animal, my son. Animal son. No, it's incredible.
She is a fucking star. Like, not only she's gorgeous.
Yeah, she's out of this world.
She's a fucking goddess. But that is nothing compared to how mature, how smart, how funny, how nice she is.
Yeah.
Like, literally, if I was not as straight as I am, I would be in love with her.
It's crazy.
She would be, like, I would be obsessed.
Yeah. And she's super intimidating, because she seems like she has her life to, like, fully figured out. She knows her worth. And that is so good.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you know how she got there? Probably a lot of self-care.
Yeah.
And that is what we're going to talk about today.
Exactly. That was perfect, because I was literally thinking about the same thing. I was like, we're going straight into
self-care. Absolutely. You know, I think it's a bit like, it gives the same vibe as sustainability. Everybody is talking about it. It has been going on for years. Like, take care of yourself.
Especially
like
after COVID,
we know we have to take care of ourselves, but it's not that easy to prioritize.
No. And I think that when you live a busy life, and I mean, we're pretty busy, but it could be worse than this, obviously. We're not saying that we're like the busiest people in the world,
but we are very busy. And I think that is something that when you progress from being a student to being like in the corporate world, that you learn that student life, even though it seems more free, because it is more free, is much more demanding in the sense of you never have a day off.
Absolutely. Yeah. You don't have a fixed schedule where you have to do like a 9 to 5, even though both of our industries, our industry, like the creative industry, it's like that in a way, because I don't think we'll ever have like a 9 to 5 and then we can disconnect. You know? Also because we're very like career drawn and we really love what we do. So it's something that will always be in our minds. But of course, like the way we have to make things work at the moment, schedule wise, is completely different.
Yeah.
I think that we will never have that like stability of a 9 to 5 as if we were in like finance.
Yeah, finance doesn't have a 9 to 5. They have
that's
7
true.
to midnight probably.
But did you see that TikTok of this man with the I'm looking for a man in finance saying like, first of all, as a man in finance, 6'5", blue eyes, I would never date a woman like you.
Yeah. I saw that way back when.
Really? Because I just had it like yesterday
it's
night.
It's a guy in the car.
On my TikTok. Yeah, the bald one. Yeah,
I saw that. Well, men in finance, hey.
Yeah. We don't want you either.
No.
We don't want you either.
No. We just want your money.
Exactly.
That's why the trust fund comes in. No, but it's so true. It's like, I think student life is almost like a trial period, I guess, because during school you have like the schedule of being in school, and then during work afterwards you have the schedule of being at work, and then in uni you kind of have to figure it out yourself, and then it really comes down to you to prioritize everything. Like you can't ask somebody like, what should I prioritize in my day-to-day life, like even when it comes to submissions and deadlines, like literally. Depending on obviously your university, but you have to really figure it out yourself. And that is not as easy as it sounds.
Exactly. It's so many things that we're doing at the moment that is quote unquote draining our time, basically. Like there's obviously 24 hours in the day and we can only do so much or so little. There's people like I'm working as well, I'm studying, and then I need a social life as well, of course. So I think that it's so great to have these little moments when you can take care of yourself, that it doesn't necessarily have to be with other people, because you also need to have not even a routine, but tiny little activities that you do on your, doesn't have to be on your own, but mostly for yourself. Because for example, working out, if I want to go to the gym, I want to do that for myself, not to like please what the like society thinks that it's a good thing to have as a self-care activity, but just because you want that for yourself.
Absolutely. I think that's an important like point to like find these things. And when we talk about, for example, working out, I'm not saying that everybody on earth has to work out. I'm just saying that I can see the good changes in my mental health and everything.
Exactly.
So I'm a big advocate for that part of wellness. But at the same time, there was such a big hype with the whole wellness situation and that girl trends and all these like journaling and everything. And for example, with me, I've tried journaling.
Same.
And when I was younger, I journaled, like I wrote down what happened to me and everything. But
a little diary.
Yeah, exactly. But now I don't really do it. And if I were to journal, because sometimes I'm like, I wish I would, because A, I love writing, and B, there's so much that I'm experiencing that I would love to put down, and it would also help me kind of at the end of the day go through what I've done that day, because there's so much that I'm doing every day that is like fuels me in a way, because that, for example, today I was in university and I was like, this is crazy, because my life a year ago looked so differently, and I would have never guessed that I'm sitting here doing this. It's like, it's just giving it definitely would help me to kind of more wrap my head around the things that I'm experiencing. But then at the same time, the whole thing of writing down what I'm grateful for, like that has never been something that I can do.
No, me neither.
So just because the wellness girlies, who are amazing, I adore them.
Of course.
I love watching the content. Just because they do it doesn't mean that you have to do it. You find your niche, you find your way, and if that's literally making, I don't know, you remember during COVID that people were doing cloud coffee?
Yeah.
If that's your passion, if once a day you take out 5 minutes to do that for yourself, yes, queen.
That is self-care.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the tiny rituals in your day-to-day life where you literally kind of you're allowing yourself to zone out.
Yeah.
And just experience it.
Yeah, exactly. And like self-care comes in so many different ways, as we are talking about right now. And for me and for you as well, I think that even more for you, it's so important for us to like prioritize very like quality time with our friends and our loved ones, because we're very social people. But I think that after COVID, especially for me, I was not that social before COVID. Like, I loved hanging out with my friends and everything, but I so enjoyed my alone time.
Yeah.
And then after COVID, I think that it went a bit more up.
Yeah.
Because I was so scared of what could happen to my loved ones, to my grandparents and everything. I was so aware of the consequences of COVID that I think that my circle started getting a bit smaller. And I was in a relationship back then, and I think that at one point it was just like my friends back home, we didn't know each other, so it would have been completely different. It was my best friends and my boyfriend, and that was it. And then for me, coming to London and getting rid of that was such like a mind-opening moment for me, because it was like, this is what I actually need. I'm just like restricting myself to have all these amazing experiences with people. Like what is the reason behind it? And then just like, I think that meeting you made me much more social and much more aware of how important it is to put yourself out there and enjoy that time with others. And now I think that I still need some alone time more than you sometimes, but I would much rather, unless I'm like exhausted, I would much rather like enjoy doing things with others.
Yeah. So do you mean in the sense of, because of like mentally COVID made you a bit more scared of losing your loved ones, so you prioritize spending time with them over spending time with people that were not up there for you?
Yeah, exactly.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I think that those like that first year of COVID after lockdown, because in Spain we were in lockdown for 2 months where we couldn't do anything besides being at home. I spent so much time with my family. I've never spent more time with them. I think like every single day I would be surrounded by them. So I was in actuality I was not alone.
Yeah.
But it was not like going out with my friends and going for drinks, for a walk, whatever. It was very like family based. And then I think that eventually I thought that I could not change it. I was so in it.
Yeah.
And I had quote unquote lost some of my friends because of this situation. Like if I would have reached out to them, of course everything would have been the same. But I think that I disconnected myself so much from some people that I was like, well, this is not my place anymore. Like I don't know how to go back into that routine. And then London came, so it literally like
you got taken out of it.
Exactly. Yeah,
that's really interesting, because I've never thought about it that way, but I can really relate to that, because same with me. I mean, I just have my immediate family in Vienna, so it was just the four of us like the whole time. And I think that was very, very interesting for the family dynamic, because we've never had that before. And it was like, I enjoyed it so much, and it was so fun. And we had our rituals. I remember we like once or twice a week we had fixed dates where we would order food, and then we went to do a specific walk every Sunday, and all these things. Like we functioned as a family. And I think for me especially, because I was when I was 19 to 21, like that, because us in Austria, we had lockdowns on and off for 2 years. So we were back a lot, and everything was closed and you couldn't do anything. But it was like, that would probably have normally been a time where I would have not spent as much time with my family. So I felt like it was almost a gift in the sense of family setting, that I was spending more time with them. But coming back to the point that I was trying to make with what you said, is that I've never thought about it that way, but I can so relate to it, because I had that feeling as well. Like I feel like after everything opened up again, I almost felt a bit guilty choosing to go out with my friends over staying home with my family, which I shouldn't, and nobody gave me that feeling that I should. But it was like, again, it goes back to how us humans just get used to things.
So
and
easily.
COVID really, and I was thinking about that recently, like it was fully in charge of our life for such a long time, and now we hardly ever talk about
Yeah.
it. But the things that we carry from it, I mean, even the babies that were born right before it, the antisocial behavior that is now being tested and everything, it really did something to us, obviously.
Absolutely.
And I think like COVID learned us so much, and especially in the way of like self-care and everything, it's you were put into a situation where you had to just prioritize yourself in a different way.
Yeah.
And for me, I really, coming back to the point of what you said with socializing with other people, for me it was really hard in the beginning, because I was always a person, I never understood people who needed like me time. I never understood that concept, and the concept of my social battery running out, because for me it was always like the opposite way. It was always others charging my batteries, apart from the people you don't want to hang out with, because obviously that is draining. But for me it was always the other way around. Like when I felt tired, when I felt exhausted, when I felt unwell, hanging out with my friends would make everything okay again. And I never had that feeling of, oh my god, I need to like leave the situation because I can't anymore. But then COVID comes, and I literally was forced to be on my own. And my battery was not getting fueled by my friends, because as you said as well, family and friends are two different pods. Like, I love my family and they can fuel me in a lot of ways, but I'm a different person with my family,
of course,
as I am with my friend. Exactly. It's even with different friends, you're different people. So I really got like thrown into cold water, and I really had to understand that I can't be alone with myself, that it was actually not that good that I was such a social human being, but that it was like actually almost like a punch in the gut, being like, you have to learn to like spending time with yourself. And it sounds so funny because it should be so easy, but it wasn't. And then having these little things of self-care that then again maybe we're super tiny, and baking that cake or something like that, or going for that run or whatever, they gave me so much. And I feel like that is so fueling, like having these things that you do, as you said in the beginning, for yourself and only for yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Like, I'm gonna repeat myself, but I think that is the only thing that I didn't feel as connected to you when we first met, because I was literally coming out of that hole, and I was like literally exposed, and I was so excited. Like, I was not scared whatsoever. I was so ready for myself to go into that situation and be the person that I was not basically allowing myself to be. Like, from the beginning, because you're such a lively soul. And, yeah, of course you are. And it's what I said in another episode, like, you literally bright up a room when you were there. I was like immediately felt attached to you, first of all.
Attached at the hip ever since.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like almost a bit like intimidating, I feel like, because it was, wow, if I want to be friends with her, I'm really gonna have to put myself out there all the time. Which
I'm sorry.
No, but it was the best thing ever, because I think that now I feel like we have balanced each other a bit in that sense, because I still love having those tiny little moments for myself, but at the same time I thrive so much by just being with you. For example, just the two of us leaving together is already like a social thing, quote unquote.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But then having like I've never neglected this like tiny little moments where I can do things for myself, and working out, as we were talking before, is one of them. I think that moment when people go to work out with with their friends or something, I love that for them, but that cannot be me.
No.
Because I need this moment to not think, not talk. It's just like the music. Sometimes I don't even put music on because it's just like, just feel what you're doing. Be conscious, like mind muscle connection, literally, and just like feel what your body is allowed to do for yourself.
Yeah.
And it's so amazing. And even if it's just like watching TikTok, we always have our TikTok
time.
minutes, TikTok time
Yeah.
in bed, or
to wind down.
reading a book, whatever it is, just like no expectations, no showing off, no nothing, not sharing it with the world. I mean, of course, sometimes I post my post-workout outfit or something, like post-workout mirror selfie.
Yeah.
But those things that you don't need to share with anyone. Like, I tell you, I go to the gym, but I am not like screaming to the world, hey, I'm doing my workout today. No, you don't need that. It's just something that it's so important to have, and that literally changes your day.
Yeah.
And makes it so much better.
Yeah, absolutely. I think with working out, I'm like a big advocate for it, not because it's literally like healthy for you and helps your heart rate and makes you not die as fast, but also because it's so good for your mental health. And it's so interesting because I think that's why, like, if I ever get there, I would love to be a spin instructor next to my like work, because I adore these people that just like give me like, that give you so much motivation.
Yeah.
And a lot of my friends tell me that I'm such like a motivational speaker, and I'm always like, but I feel like that you have in those moments of like working out, for example, when the right person tells you the right thing, it is because you're almost in trance.
Yeah.
Because
in a trance,
because you're not the mind body connection is, you can do so much more than you think you can. And it's so funny to me because sometimes when I have to run somewhere to a bus, for example, and I run for 20 seconds and I'm dead after it, and I'm like, how do I run like 12 kilometers? Like,
literally.
How does that work? But of course it's a completely different setting, but that also shows that when you're in that mind set and in that stage of, okay, I'm doing this for myself, and because my body is allowing me to do this, I can thrive. It's like you're a superhuman out of nowhere, I guess.
Yeah, literally. It's what I said before, the no expectations, because if we keep talking about working out, I think the moment that of course you have goals, and like I don't run, but I do weightlifting.
Yeah, and you go up with the weights and everything. And you need that.
Yeah, because eventually your body gets so used to it that it's like, it's not a workout anymore. It's just like something that your body's allowed to do, as if you were like carrying boxes, whatever.
Yeah.
But setting these tiny goals that if you don't reach them one day, it's fine, because you're still doing something that you enjoy, and you're moving your body, and you're feeling great afterwards. So it's just like, don't set any expectations for yourself on how a workout, a morning routine, whatever should look like. Yeah. Because it's just something that should make you feel good, and that's it.
That's very true. And I think a lot of that is like, you have to understand, you have to really be in tune with yourself to look at it that way, because I think especially working out, there's so much behind it, I guess, that you can beat yourself up. And I know that there's days where I'm like looking at my runs or like I'm at spin and I'm like, well, normally I can spin through that song. Why do I have to take a break out of nowhere? And overthinking, like I actually feel normal. Like, why am I not performing as well? And then beating myself up. Like, I'm not saying that I'm a superhuman and not doing that, but I think understanding that your body is a body, and especially us as women, we have the cycle. That's what I was gonna say, And I still want to do more research on like cycle syncing and everything, but there's some days, and it doesn't even have to be because you're a woman, it's just because you're human. There's some days where you will feel more fatigued, and then there's some days where you feel incredible. And then that can have so many different reasonings, like the tiniest reason it could have. And sometimes it doesn't have to have a reason, but I think that is also
even your mental state.
Or even what you ate last night. Even if there was a bird chirping in the morning and you got distracted by the noise and your REM phase was different. Like there's so much to it that we can't control. And I think that is one very important thing when it comes to working out as a self-care thing and not as like a professional or goal-oriented thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
That you really have to accept that your body is bodying, and that sometimes it can body more and sometimes it can body less.
Exactly, yeah. And like, there's no good or wrong answer.
Yeah.
It's just literally your body doing what it's capable of doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And going back to what you said, like not doing things as a professional thing, I think that comes with all the social media input that we get, because if we keep talking about working out, I follow these like fitness influencers, fitness instructors and everything, or even like just influencers that talk about their self-care routine, even if it's just like you're doing a facial, buying the right products for your skin, things like that. These people literally live for that. Like that's their job.
Yeah.
You cannot compare yourself. You cannot do your job and then be the most perfect fitness girly in this world.
Literally.
Because like literally you're doing,
it doesn't work.
Yeah, exactly. You're not, I mean, if you can, that's amazing.
That's incredible.
Like, good for you.
But we're trying our best.
Exactly, like, but like an average person is not going to be able to reach both of their goals exactly at the same time and at the same level. Like, you literally cannot put that pressure on yourself. You're not going to be able to like reach your goal in both at the same time. Like, it's impossible.
You have to balance it out. Absolutely.
But if we switch the topic and go to like, for example, taking care of your body in a different way, like even getting a haircut, but just like actually like I don't like manufacturing things on your body in the sense of doing your nails, or again doing like a skincare routine. How amazing is it to have like a morning and night skincare routine? It doesn't have to be the most complicated thing in the world. It doesn't have to be like the most expensive products. There's a lot of like very good brands that are more or less affordable for everyone.
And so worth it.
And that is something that I started doing a long time ago, and it literally like changed my life, because it's a moment where like doing my washa in the morning, for example, it's just like I literally just woke up and the first thing that I'm doing is pampering myself. And yes, my skin is gonna look better afterwards, and like it's true that it lifts your face and all that, but that is like a minor thing that comes with it as well. But just like loving yourself, literally loving yourself and pampering yourself and feeling this is something that I am doing just because I enjoy it and because I respect myself and I want to give this to myself is beautiful.
And I want to feel better. I think it's really interesting for me because I have so many things that I do, especially when it comes to skincare routine, because I've always been very into skincare, and there's so many things that I do that I don't even realize are self-care. And that I see as completely normal, and then people are like, wow, like I don't do that. And then I'm like, interesting. How do you function? But it sets you up for the day. Like, you want to set yourself up for success, and I feel like how you do that, obviously everybody does that differently, but is by showing up for yourself. And if, as you said, like if you do your gua sha in the morning, and you feel like, okay, those are maybe like 30 seconds that you take out of your morning to make sure that you feel better about yourself. It's literally, and I mean, it's a great, I mean, I could not, I take my ice roller on vacation with me because I could never, like, I'm so used to these, I mean, it's also because I'm very by the book person, in the sense of once I make my own rituals, I have to stick through to them. If not, I don't feel great. So that is another issue that I have to fix, because that's not wellness.
But same.
That's unhealthy. But like it helps so much to set yourself up for success, and it's like the little things in life.
Yeah, absolutely. And when it comes to all of these things, I think that sometimes people can see it, or when I have conversations about it, especially with men, but that's another topic. It's like, but why are you wasting your time in this? Like, in doing, I don't know, doing your nails or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah, literally. Like, it has not happened to me in London, thankfully, but back home, it has happened to me, like, conversations where they're like, I mean, I just wash my face and that's it. Like, what's the difference between that and all the things that you do? And it's like, but why are you looking at it as a way of wasting your time?
Yeah.
Because for me, it's literally the opposite.
Yeah.
I am feeling this 10 minutes of my morning with something that I love.
Yeah.
And that is making me feel good. It's like as if when we're doing something that is quote unquote selfish and that is not benefiting anyone but yourself, it's not worth doing.
Yeah, but I feel like that there's so much like envy in people because when they don't understand something and they don't do it, they feel protective over their stance. Like same as people get like literally what is the word? They feel attacked by you choosing oat milk over cow milk. Like that it's just such a simple concept and people get fed up over it.
Yeah.
It's like why don't you do your thing and let me do my thing? Like I'm not making cow milk more expensive by drinking oat milk. I'm paying the 80p extra.
I'm paying more, honey.
So chill. But I think it's just some people just can't wrap their head around why it would benefit you, I guess, and then they feel attacked. But I remember like it was something that, you know, during like school, during puberty, you all have these insecurities, and I feel like at least like in my class, with the girls in my class, there was I thankfully never had the issue of being left on the sidelines, but you could always hear that the girls, the way they communicated with each other, the way we communicated with each other back then was very like under, what is the word for that, like, you know, like undermining the other person a bit.
Belittling?
No, it's just like underneath, like the tone underneath was like a bit like backhanded compliments almost.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, you have so much makeup on, I could never, like, I could never be bothered to do that, but it looks so good on you. Like, can I not take 10 minutes in the morning to make myself like look better, in my opinion? Like, I'm not doing it for anybody else, and I love myself with no makeup, but why would you have to put it like that? It's always like those people that don't fully, it must be envy that they don't have their life together as much as other people do, I guess.
Yeah, literally. I think that after COVID, it's what we were talking about before, like everything has a lot of people have become so aware of what it means to take care of yourself. Now there's a lot of charities that like give visibility to like men's mental health, for example, which is something that back in the day was like unimaginable. And we're starting to like build up this society that allows people to feel and to cry and to take care of themselves and all that. And I think that therapy for me, for example, was such a vulnerable position to put myself in, and that is self-care as well. Like,
it's the purest form.
It's the peak of self-care.
And it's not nice. Like, the sessions are hard.
Like, it's literally putting yourself out there, sitting down with a person that you don't know. And I tell them everything that you're struggling with. That feeling of vulnerability for me was so scary before going. But I was like, yes, I just have to do this for me. And there's still people that don't comprehend why talking to a therapist is so beneficial for yourself. And there's still like people that right now not anymore, but I remember being in school and people that went to therapy were like treated as if they were like the crazy students. Like, oh, she's just, or they're just not good in their head. That's why they're going. And of course that's disappearing, but again, it's like as if when you do things that you think that are good for you, other people are gonna be like, well, that is not normal.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I think with therapy, going back to that, because it's the hardest thing about therapy, in my opinion, is hearing things that you're not ready to hear, or learning things about yourself that you're not ready to learn. And again, it's setting yourself up for success, because yes, maybe it's a punch in the gut, or it opens up a new thought process about whatever, but in the future I will be able to handle myself better, or differently, or understand my behavior, others' behavior, for whatever reason you're there, understand it a bit more. It's the strongest thing you can do. I mean, that's what every mental health advocate says. The strongest thing you can do is ask for help. And the strongest thing you can do is literally take a step back and analyze yourself and think, what do I want, and what can help me be a bit better?
Yeah, exactly.
And love yourself.
Yeah, be better for yourself and for others, and take that step of doing things that maybe right now, even if it's journaling, maybe right now you're not doing because you don't think that it's necessary, but that can have a very big impact in your life in the future and in the present moment.
You should try out everything, and what sticks, and what doesn't, and that's fine. And that's also you prioritizing yourself and saying, okay, I would have liked for that to work, but it didn't, so I'm not going to force it.
Yeah.
Because you don't, even if it's like, the best thing you can do, in my opinion, is grab a coffee and go on a walk in the sun.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That will heal your soul.
And you know what you can do while you're grabbing your coffee? Listen to fucking Keep Talking.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but to like wrap it up, go to therapy if you need. Don't if you don't feel like you're prepared or you don't want to at the moment. But like incorporate those things, and it doesn't have to be working out. It doesn't have to be having a skincare routine,
and it doesn't have to be going to therapy.
No, absolutely not. But I mean, this is just the things that we do, and don't let others tell you what you should do to feel better. But just find those things. If you don't have them, just do an introspective work and find what can make you happy and make you feel better about yourself and your life. Absolutely.
And we completely understand that, obviously, depending on your schedule, you might not have the resources or the time to do that, but you know best what you need in life.
Exactly.
And if that is like getting off the bus 2 stops before you actually have to get off the bus, and walking these 2 stops with no input whatsoever, just looking around, because we're just like a generation who doesn't really look around, and it is so interesting. You get so much tea, so much gossip from not putting your headphones in. So find these little things in life that make you like yourself more, because that's very important.
And we need things that excite us, and that makes us appreciate what we have, and others give us so much. Like I think that you give me as much as I give myself, for example.
Same.
But you also need to, you're the person that you're going to spend the rest of your life with.
Exactly.
So you need to make yourself happy.
And you can't be dependent. You can't depend on other people to make you happy, because that also will have a very heavy effect on your relationship to others. So you should love yourself the most out of everybody in your life, and carry that on in your everyday life, and set yourself up for success, because you thrive. You should thrive in life.
You should thrive.
That's cute. That's cute. Listen to Keep Talking.
And thrive by listening to Keep Talking.
I feel like we even have an episode called Keep Thriving
in
2024. So you should listen to that.
Go back to that.
Go back to that. Set yourself up for success. We've reached the halfway point of 2024. So let's just remember what we set ourselves up for this year.
We'll have to listen to that and see if we are doing the job correctly.
We definitely are, because we're very cool.
So as well.
But then we'll see you guys in the next episode. Literally see you, because follow us on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram and on every platform you like to listen to your podcast at.
Yes.
Social media is at Keep Talking the Pod everywhere. And then we will be in your ear again or on your screen, guys.
Yeah, we hope that you're enjoying your ice americano with a splash of oatmeal.
Yeah.
While you're listening to these beautiful voices.
Yeah.
And
It's us, guys.
and enjoy your life and love yourself.
Yeah. Love yourself, guys. Okay. Bye.
Bye, Bussy.
Bussy. Bye-bye.